Okay, happy Saturday morning to you all. It's slightly cloudy, a very cool Saturday morning for Houston anyway. We're in the, I think, mid-60s right now, 65, something like that. It feels really, really good out here. I'm headed out this fine Saturday morning to go meet up with a couple of guys. Kevin is coming down from the Austin area, and Frank is coming over on his XR 150. We're going to meet up at my warehouse and go to Wolfsmiths Heights, something like that. It's over on 26th Street, just off of 610 Loop here in Houston. There's a small bore meetup, so I'm going to go over there and check that out, rub elbows with some other similarly minded folks. I'm trying to decide which way I want to go. I'm going to pick up the Cub over at the warehouse, and Kevin said that he'll probably ride the other Cub, my second Cub, which was Adrian's Cub. So we'll take the Cannonball Cubs over there and show off our touring cred. Frank was just texting me saying he was having some cold start problems with XR 150 carbureted bike, so I don't know if he's got a clogged up jet in the carburetor or what's going on, but he said he'll be there shortly. I'm running behind. I figured I would be at my warehouse by now. I was hoping to be there about 8:45, but I'm running behind schedule. Just kind of a slow Saturday morning. Woke up a little bit later than I had anticipated, and then I sat and had some breakfast so my stomach wouldn't beat me up too bad this morning. I didn't have dinner last night. I had kind of a late lunch yesterday, and just feeling a little hungry. So I did an unintentional fuel exhaustion run on this bike a couple days ago. I left my client site in the Memorial area, Memorial Chimney Rock-ish, and red light. Let me rewind a bit. When I left the house, I was low on fuel, and I didn't realize at that moment that I had left my wallet at home. So I had no cash, no cards, no nothing, no way to refuel while I was out, and I was just kind of banking on the calculations of the last few times I had filled it up. I'm getting 84 to 86 miles to the gallon out of this thing, and every time I filled it up I was putting in 2.3 2.4 gallons. Okay, well great, that means I still have a gallon left in the tank, so that should be roughly 80 miles. No. I wasn't counting on the dead stock that you can't access because of the hump in the middle over on the right side of the tank, and just down kind of in the lower wells of the tank. You can't get all of that fuel out of there. These tank designs, traditional tank designs that straddle your frame rail, usually you end up with a certain amount of fuel that you can't use. And in the old dirt bike days, and even old street bike days, if you're really desperate, you could pretty much lean the bike over, full left or whatever, to get the fuel over closer to the petcock and get a couple more miles out of it. But unfortunately, I ran this thing down to its last sniffs of fumes on the HOV lane just 3 miles from my house, just right before I was going to exit near PERi Road. And the timing was actually pretty good because I didn't want to end up in a spot where I was in the lanes of traffic. So where it kind of petered out was in the wider section with a huge left shoulder. It's basically like a lane and a half width over on the left shoulder, and I just coasted down and waited there in relative safety. At least I wasn't slowing the flow of traffic or whatever. But anywho, I called my son and said, hey, there's a 1 gallon no spill can in the garage that's almost full. Bring that to me because I'm sitting out on on I-10. Can you come get me? So I waited about 20 minutes or so, 25 minutes I guess, for him to get to me. That particular stretch is difficult because there are no entrances into the HOV. You know, once you pass the park and ride at Park Row, there are no more entrances. It's just exits, at least until you get all the way out here by Fry. So I wasn't quite to that point yet. So he had to backtrack several miles to get on at that park and ride and then get into the HOV to come find me. So anyway, it all worked out. And oddly, when I refueled it, it was the same economy as it always gets. So that's why I was a little confused on okay, well, why didn't I get the anticipated range that I was hoping for? And it's because of the dead stock. So I think I'll have to look back at the trip meter, but from when it started flashing on, you know, the low fuel, and then it goes over to the trip F reading, I think I had 46 miles on trip F, and it quit. So that means there was about, I'm estimating about 1/3 of a gallon, maybe 1/4 of a gallon dead stock that I couldn't reach, which would have been just enough to get me home. I only missed 3 miles. Like, oh man, well, technically 4 miles home, but you know, 3 miles to get me to a fuel station. Anyway, live and learn. But my trip for that was 255 miles, and when I filled it up, I put in exactly 2 gallons. So after the 1 gallon that was in the no spill can, totaled it all up, it was, you know, 3 gallons of fuel that I put in there. So there was a 0.4 that was inaccessible. What are you people waiting on? It's green, you dumb shits. Get off your phone. Even this guy in the left lane is sitting there staring at the guy on the right. He's not going, so I'm not going. What is it with people and their cell phones? They just cannot focus on the task at hand. Sitting on a green light, 2 lanes wide, then this guy doesn't put a second. Oh, God. Normally I don't get quite that obnoxious with the horn, but on a motorcycle, if you get stopped in traffic and you're the last guy at the back of the line and the lights are green, the cagers in the front that aren't paying attention cause a real problem for the innocent bystanders behind, because the other cagers coming up from behind are not paying attention either. So guess what? The motorcycle gets to play the sandwich game. Meat in the middle sandwich. No thanks, I'll pass. Get a cattle prod or something and go shock those idiots away from their phones. Psst, wake up! Put your damn toy down. It's pretty windy out here this morning. I didn't look at the wind forecast before I left, but it's breezy out here. About 8 or 10 mile an hour headwind right now. Feels like I'm headed straight into it. So my calculated fuel that I ran the numbers on it after I filled it up was 84 miles to the gallon, or 84.5. So this is getting pretty consistent, 84 to 86 right now with my normal highway runs, 60, 65 miles an hour. So that's pretty good. It's real good. 250 plus miles to a tank. Of course, if you don't want to worry about that range anxiety too much, you ought to be really hunting for a fuel station about 220, 225 miles. That's getting toward bingo fuel. If I have time later today, I'll stop and pick up my new Michelin Road 6, not Pilot. I keep saying Pilot. It's not Pilot. They took that out of the name. It's just Road 5, Road 6 now. So I've got a new Road 6 waiting for me over at Cycle Gear. I'll pull the front wheel off of this thing, take it over there, have them replace that front tire. The rear is still on back order. It won't be in until the end of the month. So I'll just run a few miles with different tires on there. That's okay. speaking of miles, I'm not going to dick with it right now because all these fast cagers right now, but I'm at just under 900 miles on the clock. So by the time today is done, I'll be over 1,000 miles, and it's right at a month exactly. I got this on the 7th of September, and it's 7th of October today. So, cool. 1,000 miles in a month. I could have put on a lot more, but I haven't commuted for work several days this month. Just worked from home, and the rain was going on most of this week behind me, so I decided, nah, I'll just take it easy. Don't really want to push my luck on these tires because they are a bit slippery in the wet. So many accidents out here in these main lanes, it's just crazy. You can see prime examples of all the buffoonery right now. Closing distance, munching ass, running 20 over the speed limit, just hyper aggression. You're not going to get there that much faster, just chill out. $90 miles an hour, 90 miles an hour. This is a 60 zone. 60. Yo, go on. You guys grab the ticket. I don't want it. Save that money for tires. I have another windscreen that's just been sitting new in the box that I might put on this for touring. It's the Givi Airflow Universal Clamp-On. So it's got 7/8 and 1 inch clamp, bar clamps, and fork clamps. The fork clamps are the piece that I didn't really like. They're kind of fugly. So I'll probably look around and see if I can figure out another way to do the clamps in a prettier way than, you know, the like worm gear clamps with rubber underneath them. They're just fugly. But it's the adjustable Givi airflow screen, and it has 2 separate layers. The inner layer that's closer into you is the fixed portion, and it's going to have the clamps that go to the handlebars, and then some lower clamps that go on your fork tubes, or fork stays in this case, to stabilize that. And then the upper section has 2 lock levers on the back of it, and the screen portion itself raises and lowers. I bought that several years ago for the Super Cub. I was thinking of trying to figure out a way to hack that into fitting on the Super Cub for the Cannonball Run, but I ran out of time, and there are no fork tubes on the Super Cub. They terminate down below the bottom of the steering neck, so they're very low. You can't mount them in the traditional way, so I would have had to have some custom mounts made, and that's what I ran out of time, so whatever. But I've got that in the box, and I might strap it on this guy, see what it looks like. I wouldn't leave it on here all the time, because I like this look, you know, the more naked, almost cafe look. But for touring, it'd be nice to have a little bit more substantial screen on there. Yeah, if I could work out the clamp mounts, the fork mounts, whatever, it should be a, I don't know, maybe a 10-minute install once it's all sorted. Now, what would be great is if MadStad Engineering decides to make a adjustable, removable touring screen for this, like they have for the Rebel and some of the others. I really love MadStad screens. They're fantastic because they're not only height adjustable, they're rake adjustable for, you know, attack angle, forward, back. So you can really tune in the break point of the air over your helmet. It's good stuff. Okay, well, I have arrived. I'm going to pull the 2 Super Cubs out of the garage and air up the tires and do whatever needs to be done. Check them for a quick little road trip, and we'll head over to Wolfsmiths in the Heights. Okay, Kevin arrived a few minutes ago. I'm on Adrian's old Cub, which is now my Cub. The battery's pretty much dead on it. I just had to push start it. I thought I turned the camera on for that, but I missed it. I'm probably gonna have to do it again later, so you'll see that. Anyway, it's out of gas. I've got to go find a fuel station right away, and we're going to head over to Wolfsmiths. This thing's backfiring a bit. Aired up the tires, did all the stuff. Figured I would ride this one instead of Kevin, because he's never ridden with a trailer on the back before. It's a little different experience. Not hard, just the bike has a different feel to it. So, uh-oh. I think I'm going to leave him behind. No, he made it. This thing feels very loose compared to mine, so I need to go through it, check the wheel bearings and axle torque and all that. It doesn't feel as precise as mine does. Wow, I'm already in fourth. That's how much shorter geared Adrian's is than mine. The 15-tooth front sprocket makes a big difference. Looking for a fuel station. We're supposed to go left, but I need to find a fuel station. This thing is empty. Yeah, this thing's all out of adjustment. It needs a bunch of stuff tightened up. It feels weird. Yeah, this thing just feels very loose. Not sure why. I don't know if it's wheel bearings or what. Oh, here's Valero. Perfect. I'll just pull in here. I don't really like Valero fuel, but, you know, whatever. Fuel is fuel. Keeps me from pushing. Ah, pump not available. Use card inside. I'm guessing that one's not available either. Nope. Next. Okay then. Ooh, they're proud of their gas. I am going as cheap as it can go. Wake up. Wake up. It's not squeezing. There it goes. That's good enough. Yeah, the handle's all goofed up. It doesn't squeeze. I don't know what the deal with it is. Okay then, hopefully I can get this thing started again without push starting into traffic. Alright, so now we're just going to wander our way over to the place.
So riding this thing is like having nothing in front of you.
Yeah, it's like riding a BMX bike. Everything, you got to look down to your knees almost for the gauge. Yeah.
Everything disappears.
Yep.
I'm just floating.
Started that time. I think he's got, oh, son of a bitch. I think he's got a weak battery on this thing, or I've got a weak battery, and it's very ticky. I think the timing chain adjuster in it, or the idler wheel, is bad, so I need to work on this one. There's a circus bear on a toy. Kevin's riding my 2019. Yeah, this thing's buzzy and loose everywhere. I gotta go through this thing. For some reason, this one is much less smooth and refined than mine. Well, I should say my other one, my first one. I don't know if it's the windscreen or what it is that's rattling so much on this thing. It doesn't have nearly as much power either, so I think the engine is in worse shape than mine. I mean, they were subjected to the same torture, minus the difference in the gearing for the 15 tooth versus this 14 tooth. So this one spun higher revs for 10,000 miles than mine did, but we were keeping up on the oil changes, the same intervals and all that, but this one definitely feels rougher and more down on power compared to mine. All right, welcome to the spot. It's a very tucked in little hole in the wall. I wouldn't have even known it was here had I not been going directly to it or seen other bikes parking out front. So yeah, here's the joint. This is really cool. Here's the man, Chico Moto Rider. Hey, buddy, good to see you again. Howdy all. We got a lot of bikes, not just small bore here today. We got a Trail 125, we got a TU 250, a bunch of little bikes. A Twin Star, nice, CB200. I think this guy might have been at the coffee meet last weekend. I don't know. But yeah, we got a lot of small and medium bore bikes. We rode my two Cubs in here. This is Adrian's, now mine, and mine I pulled the trailer off of it and put the original exhaust on a while back. Oh boy, yeah, we got a bunch of bikes, and little food and coffee truck here. So I'm going to partake of coffee and chat. Oops, sorry, and go in and check out what's inside. All right, well, we met a lot of interesting people here, sat around, chatted for an hour and change, and basically everyone has left except for us and a couple of other guys here. So we're going to get on the road and go eat at a chicken place that Kevin wants to check out. Nando's or something like that, I'm not sure. So, yep, roll it out. I'm in a hole here. There's a hole. Jackknife the trailer. Whoa, caught it just before the jackknife. Look at that. Pro. Ugh. Do you have it plugged in on yours, Kevin? Do you have it on your phone? You go. You've got it. Oh. All right, I'll look it up. How do you spell it? Nando's, Nandos, not Bamdos, N-A-N, Nando's, Houston, Nando's PERi-PERi, directions, it's right over off of 610 and something, 610 Post Oak, 610, I don't know, 7 miles, start, no, I'm not taking that. I'm going that route. There we go. Cool. All right. We're going to get on the road here. And we are not getting on 610. I told this thing I wanted to go the other way, and it's still routing me the wrong way. So we're just going to take the access road to something else and circle back around. We ended up on a one-way Shepherd here going north, so it's not going to route us the direction I wanted to go, which is back that way. We're going to just go down the access road here for a piece and then go south. I'm not going to get us on the highway. Yeah, this thing is very ticky. I don't know if it's valve lash or if it's the timing chain adjuster on it, but it's very loud ticky. Huh. Yeah, mine hasn't been charged. He's saying his headset is not connecting Bluetooth to his phone. I haven't even charged mine up. What a complete quit. It should be right over here. I just don't know if it's on the left or the right. It's just saying turn left, but I have not a clue where it goes. Circling around, I don't know. We're gonna figure it out.
It's inside the plaza, so.
Yeah, I think it's in that square over there. Nando's right there. Can't remember what used to be here. I don't remember this joint. This was the place that had the fish tacos. I'll think of it. I can't think of the name of it. I'll think of it in a minute. I used to come here all the time. Nando's to go, grab and go. I'm gonna grab it to go in my belly.
Your destination is on the left.
No, it's not. It's straight ahead. God, the name keeps jumping right through my head. I almost have it so many times. We used to come here all the time. This used to be another restaurant that I used to come to all the time. They had great fish tacos. What is the name of this stinking place? Can't remember. I'll think of it. Yeah, side stand first and then center stand. Okay, well, we're going to go check this place out. Nando's PERi-PERi chicken, South African food. Cool. Berryhills, that's what this used to be. I know I'd come up with it. I was thinking Hills, Texas Hills, something. No, Berryhills. They had great fish tacos. I don't know if Berryhill still exists or not. Certainly not here.